Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the presence of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in representation is good enough for us to begin this event on a good note. But just before that, let me quickly recognize and thank the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Regulatory Authority. I am referring to the man who has taken his time to be here and on time, setting an example for others to emulate. I am delighted to welcome Engineer Farouk Ahmed, CEO, NMDPRA. Engineer Farouk Ahmed, thank you, sir, for coming, and we're grateful for your presence. Thank you, sir. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I know there are so many important persons here that we must accord recognition, but I need to thank all of you for coming, essentially, because we need to make use of the time so appropriately that we will gain the best of the time here. And if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, we will now we would like people to please settle down. If you don't mind, may we put our phones on silent mode to enable us have a consummate discussion. Please, I appeal to all of you for that. On a broad note, I want to welcome all the members of the National Assembly here present, members of Lagos State and Enugu State House of Assembly, local government chairmen, all the traditional rulers, board of directors of Pinnacle Oil and Gas, captains of industries, friends and partners of Pinnacle Oil and Gas. Please welcome and thank you so much for being here. It would be nice for us all to rise to acknowledge one country we have that we must revert to. May we rise now for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The anthem, please. I take the honor to invite His Lordship, Right Reverend Dr. Onyeka Onya, to lead us in an opening prayer to commit this event to the hands of the Almighty. Let us pray. His Lordship.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, we stand in the awe of your presence this morning. We bow and prostrate to your majesty, for our eyes have seen the great miracles you are using your people to do in this part of the country, Nigeria. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for the journey mercies granted each and every one of us to this event. Thank you because you're already the chairman of the event. You are already the director. You're already leading us. We continue to pray that you lead us and guide us, that everything we will speak, think, or do today here will bring honor and glory to you. And in the end, your people will be happy, and all glory will be returned to your majesty. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Your Lordship. May we take our seats, please. Thank you once again. We now go into business. Then it is time for me to request a formal welcome to this event, and I will want to request that Chairman Lekki Free Zone Development Company, Abiodun Dabiri, will grant us the favor of welcoming everybody on a formal note. If you encourage him with a round of applause, he will be more strengthened to welcome us in a grand style. Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. The representatives of the head of state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he says, all excellencies here and present, I want distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to say good morning and thank you for coming in here. It is with deep sense of appreciation that I welcome you all to this august occasion for the commissioning of the Pinnacle Oil and Gas FZE Petroleum Terminal here at the Lekki Free Zone. To start with, I must acknowledge and thank Your Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, for accepting our invitation to attend this commissioning event. The successful completion of this terminal project is one more piece in the extensive jigsaw that is the Lekki Master Plan. The strategy developed by the Lagos State government and being implemented over the last 2 decades includes components like the Lekki Free Zone, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the Dangote Refinery, the soon-to-be commenced Lekki International Airport, Alora City, and numerous other industrial and residential developments, well serviced by ultra-modern urban infrastructure. The successful actualization of this ambitious undertaking will go a long way in transforming Lagos into a world-class megacity. As part of this modern industrial hub evolving in Lekki Peninsula, Pinnacle's successful completion of this terminal facility is particularly satisfying on account of the levels of perseverance it required to bring it to fruition. The project is a true testament of the importance of the resilience as an ingredient of business success, especially in a developing country like Nigeria. To arrive at the success we are about to commission today, we had on several occasions to travel with the promoter to sell the concept to various technical partners. I recall the number of trips Peter and I had to make. To travel with the promoter to sell the concept of various technical partners, many of whom failed to appreciate the attractiveness of the opportunity due to their fears about the risk in investing in Nigeria as a whole, or due to their insistence of the existence of a farm contract, which were simply not practical in the Nigerian oil industry, given the early stage of the project. However, beyond the joy stemming from this sense of relief and fulfillment on the completion of this long journey, there is also the excitement from the fact that this terminal, which is no doubt poised to redefine the trajectory of the Nigerian downstream oil and gas industry, is the first major development in the Lekki Free Zone oil and gas section. I think the MD of NNPC is here, which can also be our testimony. As part of this oil and gas section, the terminal is conceptualized to service up to 15 additional tank farms within the oil and gas section of the zone, using its offshore moorings, which are connected via a pipeline network to a common header where all the tank farms can receive products. Also, the terminal and indeed the rest of the storages in the oil and gas section is poised to complement the Dangote refinery, which is due for commissioning very shortly. In our view, this forms the foundation for what we believe will become Africa's biggest petroleum logistics and trading hub with a total product capacity conservatively estimated at 3 to 5 billion liters of various products, petroleum products, as well as a refinery. And to complement that, I'm sure you'll all have had the commissioning the Lekki Deep Sea Port very shortly. In fact, the construction of that port has been completed, and the handing over of the project will be delivered by the grace of God next Monday, 31st of May. So all this will be coming into play with the commissioning of this tank farm. In pursuit of this vision, Lagos State has provided significant support to Pinnacle and continues to stand ready to provide any required support to ensure the coming to fruition of the oil and gas section, or indeed any other viable private sector-led investment within the state. I'm sure, Peter, you can attest to the level of support we continue to grant you and Pinnacle. It is in line with this position that Lagos State government is in advanced stages of expanding key roads. I'm sure it will have taken hours and hours to get here, but believe me, the state has resolved, and even zone operators, in completing the road infrastructure, as early, as possible. The key roads leading to this Lekki Free Zone to ensure easy access and free flow of traffic from the zone into the Lagos metropolis, and from the zone outwards to areas like Benin, Shagamu, which will open up very shortly. In doing this, state is particularly aware of the need of this investment in supporting infrastructure due to its resolve to avoid a repeat of the inefficiencies that we all know is apparent in Apapa ports due to poorly planned industrial development. In line with this, may I seize the opportunity to enjoin the federal government itself to support the development and growth of the Pinnacle terminal, as well as other envisaged investments in the Lekki corridor. At this juncture, I will also mention the fact that all the thriving economic developing countries of this world that have even now emerged to developed countries like Singapore, like South Korea, like Dubai, and Shanghai, China, they all evolved from the economic zone. And the huge federal government presence, national presence in all these zones. So our appeal, continues to be to the federal government to take significant interest in this, corridor. In conclusion, because I don't want to bore you with long speeches, in conclusion, I would like to once more thank Mr. President for the extensive support he has continued to give to the private sector investors, and also NNPC in particular, to investors like Pinnacle and Gas Free Zone enterprises. We are convinced that this is bound to encourage other prospective investors, both within and outside the country, to continue to channel investment into Nigeria and to enable the economy to achieve the rates of growth required to achieve the level of per capita income needed to lift our population out of poverty. Once again, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in emirs, Excellency, I would like to thank you very much for your presence and wish you happy commissioning. Thank you very much.
I think he deserves a better round of applause. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we just listened to the man who is supposed to be welcoming us, and he has just done that. Permit me again. Thank you, sir. As he takes his seat, as the chairman, Lekki Free Zone Development Company, Abiodun Dabiri, takes his seat, let me welcome the landlord of this place, our farmland. I'm referring to the MD, Lekki Free Zone Development Company, Mr. Dai Shunfo. I hope you shall never die as early as you made. Thank you. I just wanted to say welcome, sir. Thank you. I just wanted to welcome you. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you for your presence. God bless you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have, so many of us may not know what we are doing today. And it would be nice if we are introduced to know much about what we are doing. And so it is my pleasure to request that we now take our time to watch a documentary. But before then, it would be nice if we don't distract our neighbors so that we get the gist of why we are here. Please take your seats. Those who are supposed to sit down must be seated so that we can get the best of this documentary. And I'll call on my friends over there to spin the documentary on Pinnacle Terminal. Please go ahead and do so.
Nigeria's oil industry is about to witness something big, something audacious, and something unprecedented as the master suppliers, Pinnacle Oil and Gas,
Our apologies.
For over 6 decades, oil has been an integral part of Nigeria's economy and has positioned her at the center of international trade. Today is a major turning point in the oil industry in Nigeria and Africa as a whole, with the formal unveiling of our first of its kind Pinnacle Oil and Gas and Pinnacle Lekki Petroleum Products Terminal. And we are honored to share it with you.
We noticed several years ago that there were a lot of inefficiencies in the supply chain and in the operation.
And of course, the fact that we were unable to move our dry cargoes from the ports as quickly as we could. So we felt that we needed to innovate.
The design of the project has been well thought out. It does not impede flow of traffic, unlike the dreadlock in Apapa, which you are all aware of.
This project is a groundbreaking project for Nigeria. It's a groundbreaking project for Nigeria because of the orientation, the physical positioning of where the facilities are located. That gives a twofold benefit to the country. The ship doesn't have to come into a port that's already congested. And in addition to that, more importantly, you can bring a much larger ship than could actually ply Lagos Port.
So that is actually going to result in long-term, sustainable, lower costs for the entire country.
Before embarking on this audacious voyage, we engaged all the relevant regulatory bodies to ensure the project meets national and international quality, efficiency, and safety standards.
We had to obtain over 24 regulatory permits to even progress, including getting an approval from the Federal Executive Council.
They would have reached the honor with you where they are today if they have not complied with all this.
We had to do lots of surveys and at different seasons of the year because we needed to design with a worst weather situation. We had obtained necessary regulatory approvals before we came on board.
Our journey as a 21st century compliant business continues with all new marine terminals, assets that facilitate the berthing, launching, and discharging of full cargoes from mother vessels as soon as they arrive in Lagos, and discharge of these cargoes faster than any other terminal in the country. These mother vessels typically convey 60,000 or 90,000 metric tons of petroleum products, typically PMS or AGO.
If you put the mother vessel in our terminal, within 48 hours, the vessel is gone. 48 hours because we had to factor in the pre and the post-discharge formalities. Typically, it takes less than 24 hours.
Can truck out about 20 million liters a day. That is massive, because that's almost 1/3 of national consumption.
With this facility, allows those large mother vessels to actually come into Nigeria.
Trading hub, if it's well maintained.
And when you think of each of those opportunities, you don't think about jobs that will be created, you think about additional investments that we need.
I'm happy that today the project has been successfully delivered, and we're looking forward to, for the country as a whole, to basically enjoy the fruits of the success of the project.
The next time you go to fill your car with petrol, hopefully it will cost less.
NMVC is proud to be part of this massive endeavor of Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited to put up this massive infrastructure that has clearly eased distribution of petroleum products across our country. And currently, we know that this facility is the largest exit point for petroleum product distribution in the country. And we believe that others will copy this endeavor and see how energy sufficiency and security will be assured for our country through private sector participation in cooperation with the NMVC. And I congratulate
Thank you. Thank you. We've just listened, viewed. Thank you. That was a mild introduction and a documentary on Pinnacle Oil and Gas and the disrupting innovations they have to us. If I ask too much and ask you to give them a round of applause, would it be too much? Please do so. Thank you. Thank you so much. We congratulate you on this very pinnacle of excellence you have reached, and it's so nice. Now, let me indicate that I am not going to work alone on this platform. I have been told that one of the SMCs in Nigeria, the one who combines doing the job of MC and also cracking our ribs to the benefit of our health, I want to welcome a frontline comedian and MC. Ali Baba is here with us. Please, a round of applause for the young man. You are growing younger, sir.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Just to crystallize some of the things that they have said, the benefits of a project like this goes beyond just the establishment. It affects the economic value of the neighboring community. It also does ease congestion at the regular ports that we have. The technological transfer cannot be imagined. There are many people who worked here as ordinary engineers. They came in here as ordinary engineers. They're living with the expertise that they can apply somewhere else in the future. Those are not just mere benefits. They are huge benefits. And I don't know if the engineers are here, but let's give all of them that worked on this project a round of applause, please. Every community is made of culture, language, habits, and practices. One of those cultures, before we get into the program proper today, will be demonstrated because we understand some of our very distinguished guests and His Excellency will be leaving very soon. But we'll have a few cultural experience to share with you. And we need to get them ready so they can come and do that. But we also believe that the improvement of commercial activities around here, the real estate value here will grow. I have a friend that I told that I was coming to do this event, and he said, God bless them. And I said, why? He said he has a land there that has been waiting to develop. And now that they've come here, that there's need for him to go and do something because they will be needing those properties very soon. So we thank all of you for finding time. And for those of you who came by road to this place, we thank you as well. Thank you very much. While we're waiting for the cultural, ladies and gentlemen, the man that drove this project, the man who foresaw what this would turn out to be and had the vision to pursue it, please, let's welcome the CEO, Pinnacle Oil and Gas. Give him a round of applause. Mr. Peter Mba, give him a round of applause. Wefi, thank you so much, sir. He is going to talk to us. The insight that you have seen now is not all that needs to be. He will throw more light on this. I think the cultural ambassadors are ready. If they hurry it up, I promise you it will be a delight and it will not be so long. Can we hurry it up quickly, please? There's a common saying in tourism that if you want to know a people, listen to their music, listen to their, watch their dance, and listen to the language with which they communicate. And we're going to do that just in a very brief way. For some of us that are not from this part, and even if you're Nigerian and you're not from this part, you would enjoy this. The cultural representation you saw on stage did not just speak to our different nationality, but also the essence of our community. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the entertainers. And now I'd like to invite the CEO, Pinnacle Oil and Gas, a distinguished gentleman, great entrepreneur. Please give him a round of applause, Mr. Peter Mba.
Your Excellencies, Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Group CEO, NNPCL, Your Royal Highnesses that are here, our host, the Chairman and the MD, please permit me to stand on the order of protocol that has already been established. I am truly delighted and profoundly grateful to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic of Nigeria for taking time from his busy schedule to commission our facilities at the Lekki Free Zone today. It is indeed a gesture whose significance is not lost on us. We also cannot forget to thank our host, the Governor of Lagos State, our regulators, financial and business partners, and friends from across the world who are joining us today for this event. We're most humbled by your kindness. From the time when Pinnacle commenced operations in 2008, I had always been struck by the challenging process for importing petroleum products in the country, which tended to add significant cost to the final landed cost of the products. At its simplest, this process entailed a significant amount of multiple handling, as well as avoidable delays. As an example, a typical mother vessel arriving the Nigerian shores with about 120 million liters of petroleum products was too large to berth at any of the terminals in Nigeria at the time, and would need to be lightered through a ship-to-ship transfers into 15 million to 20 million liters parcels in vessels small enough to berth at the available terminals in locations like Apapa, Krikri, Ijegun, Warri, Calabar, and Port Harcourt. This lightering process, besides being quite expensive, tends to result in turnout losses and causes the mother vessel to loiter for sometimes upwards of 30 days, leading to high demurrage charges to the industry as a whole. Besides these market-facing issues, these inefficiencies have resulted in significant negative impact on the Nigerian economy, as it has translated to high final cost per liter of product at the pump, thus increasing the size of under-recoveries borne by the Federation. The industry structure emanating from this operating model has also resulted in congestion of the Apapa area with significant negative social impacts, leading to high volume of traffic on all approaches into Apapa, with well-known effect on business, life and health of residents along the routes. In deciding to take the challenge of transforming the industry, Pinnacle was driven by its mantra of being a company driven by innovation. We have always believed that the role of business in community is always to seek ways to make things better for the community. In line with this, in 2011, we started working on a concept to solve this problem, which has resulted in the ultra-modern facility we're commissioning today. To ensure the high quality of the resulting solution, we use some of the world's best vendors from home and abroad in the design and delivery of this project. 3 of these merit our mention, namely TLD Engineering Services Limited, Oil Offshore Limited, and Brightwater Energy Services Limited. Expectedly, the resulting facility is a world-class petroleum terminal with the capacity to handle products in 2 directions, both import and export. Mother vessels arriving the facility will have the opportunity to berth at either of our 2 offshore berths, either the CBM, which is at a water depth of 17 meters and can handle vessels of up to 120 million liters, or our SPM, which is sitting at a water depth of 23 meters and can handle vessel sizes of up to 200 million liters. These mooring facilities are connected to our storage facilities by 4 network pipelines of 40 kilometer total length. These pipe networks are designed to empty the vessels in a maximum of 2 days, a significant improvement on the previous duration, which could take up to 30 days. Our shore tank is currently able to handle up to 300 million liters of PMS and AGO, and the facility is designed to permit rapid discharge into trucks for evacuation at a rate of up to 20 million liters per day. In addition to this, the terminal is supported by the world-class services of the Lekki Free Zone Development Company in area of services like power, supply, and truck traffic management. Also, our location enables easy access and ingress, allowing trucks from our terminal to service the rest of the country without any need to traverse the Lagos metropolis. In the future, we see bright prospects for this terminal. We have commenced the expansion of the size of the storage in 2 stages to the final design capacity of 1 billion liters and diversify our product range to include the capacity to store other products like LPG, ATK, and other classes of kerosene. We will also be incorporating the capability to blend products to produce various specifications of products to service other international markets. We are already in an advanced conversation with the Dangote Group regarding collaboration to complement the operations of the nearby Dangote refinery, which is soon to come on stream, with a view to forming the nucleus of what we believe will become Africa's largest energy logistic hub. For us at Pinnacle, this facility is a monument to God's divine inspiration, as well as patience and perseverance, which carried us through the over 10 challenging years it took us to deliver this project. Looking back now, those were years of toil and sweat. when we were hit from all sides with issues like the dearth of patient risk capital in Nigeria, low international appetite for investing in Nigeria, and of course the almighty COVID-19. However, as is usual in nature, the process of giving birth, either to a baby or an idea such as ours, comes with pains, which are fortunately short-lived and soon forgotten. So one is left mainly with the positive memories and takeaways. And I will spend some time to catalog some of them as follows. 1, support from the federal government and its agencies. Throughout the rigorous licensing process involving the issuance of over 30 licenses, culminating in the approval of the Federal Executive Council. 2, significant assistance and collaboration from NNPC, which not only provided support through the process, but wasted no time in signing a far-reaching contract of service with us to utilize this facility. Continued support from our regulators, such as the NMDPRA, NIMASA, NPA, NEBSA, and the Ministry of Environment during the pre- and post-construction stage, culminating in the commissioning today. High levels of responsiveness from the various relevant law enforcement agencies, like the Customs, Nigerian Navy, Police, and the Department of State Security. Unparalleled support and collaboration from the Governor of Lagos State, who has been unrelenting in his encouragement of this project through numerous visits and swift response to our frequent requests, as well as the chairman of the Lekki Free Zone Development Company, Mr. Abiodun Dabiri, whose support extended to accompanying us to various locations, including traveling to Dubai and Netherlands to canvass investment from prospective business partners. High levels of hospitality and accommodation from our host communities all along our right-of-way from the waterfront to our shore facility here within the zone. Finally, and probably most central to this story, have been our financial partners. In particular, Fidelity Bank, who helped us de-risk the investment flow. First Bank PLC, Globus Bank, and Coronation, who believed in us when very few did, and directly funded the project with their debt capital. We cannot forget to thank you all deeply for all the support. We're confident that this project will ultimately deliver on all the diverse objectives. With this commissioning, we are confident that this terminal will fulfill its promise by positively impacting the downstream oil and gas industry through facilitation of the efficient receipt of imported petroleum products and improving general energy security in the country, as well as triggering significant savings in cost of products at the pump. However, since my intention is not to bore this distinguished audience gathered here today, I will quickly close by saying two more things. First, to our customers, in particular an entire downstream oil and gas industry, to come and take advantage of what is, without doubt, the most efficient logistics solution for petroleum products in Nigeria today. We're open for business and cannot wait to serve you. Finally, to once again thank every one of you who have honored us with your presence today. Many coming from far away, we're indeed grateful and pray that the Almighty God grant you journey mercies as you leave. Thank you very much.
The monumental achievement of Pinnacle Oil and Gas is one that we must encourage with a round of applause again. Thank you. And I want to thank you, sir, because you are a kernel of disruptive innovation and presumably one of the proactive thinkers in our country, manager of men and resources, and is showing very eminently. And I allowed my Oga, Ali Baba, to introduce you because you are a giant altogether. So giants introduce giants. Please, a round of applause once again for him. Congratulations for this commissioning. As you said, it has not been easy. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the blessings we derive from our traditional rulers are enormous and effective in bringing sanity to our various life and national endeavors. When, therefore, an eminent traditional ruler is the chairman of a gigantic oil and gas company like this one, the premium is high to be a foremost player in the industry. Permit me, therefore, to have this singular privilege and honor to invite the chairman of Pinnacle Oil and Gas, His Highness Alhaji Nasir Ado Bayero, to take the opportunity, sir, if you don't mind, to address us today. He doesn't even mind if you give him a round of applause. It is only one, for he's an eminent personality in Nigeria. Your Highness.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented by my brother, the CEO of New NNPC. I will also stand on the protocol, as it's always been said. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today on this august occasion of the commissioning of our epoch-making petroleum product terminal. It was indeed a long, tedious journey. However, we are grateful to God for giving us the courage, determination, and the drive to continue up to fruition. This important project will no doubt soon prove to be a great pivotal to the growth of downstream sector of Nigerian oil and gas industry and will immensely contribute to the economy as a whole on account of its capacity to save the country valuable cost in both local and international currency. I would like to begin by expressing our gratitude and appreciation to His Excellency the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, the Executive Governors of Lagos, Enugu, and of course, the Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, other invited dignitaries, for honoring us with their presence today in spite of other pressing state duties. We are indeed grateful and highly honored. I would like to acknowledge the enormous and influential support Pinnacle has received from all the relevant government agencies, both at federal and Lagos state level. Let me assure you all that this support is most deeply appreciated, cherished, and acknowledged. I hereby enjoin you all to kindly continue to extend our support to these efforts as we continue with our desire to expand the facility to its design capacity. Our ongoing expansion drive will involve a series of collaborations and interfaces with various partners, especially the Dangote Group, which is certainly one of the more central of these partners. I wish to seize this opportunity to let the Dangote Group know that the response to our interaction thus far has been most heartwarming. We thank you for the openness and understanding and look forward to even more far-reaching collaboration with you. On this note, I wish to conclude my remarks by thanking all our guests for honoring our invitation and rejoicing with us on this very important day. No doubt you could have been chosen to be elsewhere with friends and family on this day of rest, but you opted to come with us, to stay with us. This honor you have extended to us will not be forgotten. We invite you to please enjoy the rest of your time with us and wish you a safe journey as you return to your various destinations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Thank you very much. Let's not give a round of applause to the Emir. Let's give a round of applause to the institution that he represents. Thank you very much. You may be seated. In the speech that the MD, the CEO gave, he mentioned that this project has been on for the past 10 years. That means that this project has seen 4 UK prime ministers. And that is just to say that it's taking quite a while. But that said, we want to recognize all captains of industries that are gathered here. We thank you very much for finding time to come, because we know that there are other things, as the Emir has noted, that could have had your attention and taken you somewhere else. We recognize the presence of the Deputy Manager, Lekki Free Trade Zone, Mrs. Bola Ajibade. Welcome, ma'am. We also recognize the presence of the MD Lekki Worldwide, Dr. Tunde Shodade. A round of applause. You're welcome, sir. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, is represented by Right Honorable Pharmacist Noli Naji. Please, a round of applause. We equally recognize the presence of the Deputy Minority Leader of the House of Reps, Right Honorable Toby Okechukwu, who's here with us. Thank you. And all other members of the House of Reps and members of the National Assembly that are here. Going forward, we're going to be taking blanket recognitions for some of this, please. Thank you. It gives me great pleasure to now say that we'll be taking goodwill messages. And the first goodwill message that will be going out to you all will be coming from the CEO of the mainstream, of the Nigerian mainstream and downstream sector. Please let's give a round of applause. Engineer Farouk Ahmed. Please give him a round of applause. Please come.
Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented by the Group CEO of NNPC, Engineer Meli Carey, Your Royal Highnesses, and the Board and Chairman and Board of the Pinnacle Oil and Gas, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed delighted to be here to witness the commissioning of this huge facility. It is indeed a breakthrough in instilling efficiency in the downstream sector of the Nigerian oil and gas. We are delighted to be here. We assure you at the NNDPRA will collaborate with you and all those who are interested in investing in the mid and downstream sector of the Nigerian oil and gas. We are supporting you, we'll be collaborating with you, and if there's any area that you need support, please, by all means, do not hesitate to come forward. I also wish to acknowledge the contribution of Lagos State towards this project, as well as others, that will eventually make this area a hub for Nigerian oil and gas. It is indeed an exciting moment for us because Lagos Free Zone will be a major hub for not only West Africa, but Africa as a whole. And Nigeria is tend to benefit greatly from the economic benefit of these investments. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the very brief speech, a nutshell and to the point. Thank you so much. We will be also inviting for the goodwill message, but just before then, may I welcome His Royal Highness Igwe Godimadu, Mbogo II of Mbogo Kingdom. Welcome, sir. Thank you very much for coming. We shall now take a goodwill message from the Controller of Customs Services in Nigeria, and as I've been told, is represented today by the Deputy Controller General of Customs, Madam Catherine Ekezie. She will now deliver her goodwill message to this assemblage. An encouragement of a round of applause again will strengthen her enough to give us a goodwill message. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. The President and Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Group CEO of NMPC Limited, His Royal Highnesses, the Board and CEO of the Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited. I am here to represent my Controller General, Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali, retired, but I always say not tired because of the giant things he does. And my name is Kathleen Chinwekekezie. I am the Deputy Controller General in charge of the Excise Free Trade Zone and Industrial Incentives. So I am very happy to be here, really. And I want to assure you that my being here is just to convey the message of my principal. He would have loved to be here, but for other things that are tying him down in Abuja. I don't know whether many people know the meaning of free trade zones. I want to start with that. Free trade zone, a country within a country. Free trade zones is a kind of, I wouldn't say it's new because it's more than 30 years that the federal government of Nigeria had introduced free trade zones. But we are still struggling because many people do not really understand why we have to have a free trade zone. We started before Dubai, but see where Dubai is now. Dubai had gone ahead of us. But with what Pinnacle Oil and Gas is doing today, inside a free trade zone, I am sure we will soon catch up with Dubai. If you are in agreement, say aye. So Nigerian Customs Service is the binding factor. We make sure that the investments of investors are safeguarded. We make sure that the government's thoughts for allowing free trade zone is achieved. I want you to know that all the importation into the free trade zones are on duty-free basis. And that is one of the incentives that the federal government of Nigeria had given investors. Not quite long ago, I was in the team of the NEBSA board that went to Dublin to solicit for investors. When the investors come, as we want them to come, just like Pinnacle Oil and Gas has started a very good job here, you will see that there will be transfer of technology. There will be a lot of, okay.
May we rise to welcome the Governor of Lagos State. Your Excellency, you're welcome, sir. Mr. Governor, we need to let you know that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is represented effectively. The representative of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is Mele Kyari, the Group CEO, NNPC Limited. Your Excellency, we welcome you and thank you for finding time to come. We will now proceed with the goodwill message. Thank you, sir, for coming.
Thank you very much. I am standing on an existing protocol, please. You're welcome, His Excellency. In fact, let me take you back to 2006 when the then governor was inaugurating Lagos megacity. I was a younger officer then, and I represented custom. And I remember I said to him, you can't have a megacity without having an enabling environment. That means roads, good roads, lights, and everything. And I thank God that while we are coming, we noticed that the roads are being built. Thank you, His Excellency. And I bet you that with the roads, a lot of things are going to happen here. And it will be for the benefit of Nigeria and Nigerians. And for Lagos State, where this gigantic edifice is sited, I just want to say that we are very happy as custom to be here. And we will do all it can, anything that is within our power, to make sure that trade thrives in Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and we want to thank you for the assistance being given to Pinnacle Oil and Gas as customs service officials. Thank you so much indeed. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the representative of the President is the Group CEO, NNPC Limited. And we shall plead with him so that when he delivers the speech of the President, he will speak now. Okay. I have been duly informed that we should now invite the Group CEO of NNPC to address us here. Mr. Mele Kyari will now come forward. Thank you very much. He's now addressing us as the GCEO of NNPC, not as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency and Royal Highnesses. Let me maintain protocol. And just to say that, first of all, I am speaking as the Group CEO of NNPC this moment. Mr. President will join this engagement virtually. So thank you very much for that. But more than anything, I know that this is an extreme privilege to represent the President. And I'm most profoundly grateful for this opportunity. Secondly, we are NNPC. We have transformed. We're a commercial company. We have partners. And one of the great partners that we have is Pinnacle Oil and Gas. And without mincing words, this is the largest exit point for petroleum product that we have today. And it has clearly demonstrated capacity by easing delivery of petroleum product into our country, many parts of the country, and whenever we're in difficult situation, we'll always remember that the exit point that will work for us in recent times is the Pinnacle facility. And I congratulate you, Peter, for great work done. And for us in NNPC, we'll continue to partner with you and other stakeholders and other investors in this space as we continue to provide energy security for our country, which is very, very critical for all of us. And all this won't happen except there is an enabling environment. And that enabling environment was surely created by Mr. President in the last 7 years by allowing regulation to work, by allowing investors to have access to financing, supporting them in every way, and also bringing a framework which culminated in the Petroleum Industry Act coming in place to make sure that business works in the energy sector. And I'm sure that many other partners here will take advantage of this opportunity, and we're profoundly grateful for Mr. President for allowing this to happen. And for us in NNPC, we see great opportunity unfolding, particularly for Lagos. Our populations are growing. The middle class is growing. Energy requirements are growing substantially. Despite all the conversations around energy transition that you hear, clearly what is happening today is a massive growth in our economy, and that requires energy, and it can't work without energy. And I know that facilities like this will become very, very primary in the journey towards energy sufficiency and security. And I no doubt that Lagos is the #1 beneficiary. Let me put it this way, Excellency. The largest consumer of petroleum product is Lagos. And anytime we have any disruption to supply in Lagos, we panic because the trouble will start here. Not trouble in terms of people not getting to the street, no, because this is our biggest customer base. And whenever we are not able to satisfy it, we get concerned. And thank you very much, Excellency, for providing the appropriate environment for our partners to thrive. I can see many of them here. It's the largest concentration of oil and gas downstream assets in the country today. Yes, expansions are very necessary, but in reality today is that the largest concentration of downstream facilities are in Lagos. And we trust and we rely on Lagos to have energy security in the coming years, as we continue to also diversify in the best interest of Lagos also because of the associated issues that it brings, which hopefully also this Pinnacle facility has helped resolve. That is the congestion in Jogun, Apapa, and very many other locations. And this is now becoming clearly a matter of the past. Finally, it's a real privilege to represent a president, and I'm very, very humbled, and I'm happy to be here with you, Excellencies, and I know that it's an extreme privilege. Thank you very much, Excellency.
If you don't want for scarcity, please give him another round of applause. So, next to speak, because we understand that there's some appointments that have to be kept, will be the landlord of this facility, a man who has seen to it that progress in commercial activities increase in Lagos. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a man who needs no introduction and prefers to just be recognized as Mr. Governor. Welcome, the Governor of Lagos State. Okay, for some foreigners that are here, Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. First, let me apologize for coming slightly behind schedule. It's not due to the traffic in Lagos. Certainly we're solving that. Certainly it's not. It was just, a few logistics handling issue, changing time and all of it. But so that's the beauty of it. When you also have opportunity of managing a city-state like this, journeys that hitherto will take an hour and a half. You also can do it in 20, 25 minutes. So I'm indeed excited, with the very array of distinguished Nigerians that are here, captains of industry. I'm sure the appropriate protocols have all been rendered. And of course, to acknowledge Mr. President very, very warmly for agreeing to also virtually join us at this very, very, very important event. The Group Managing Director of NNPC, Mr. Kiari Mele, we're still on the phone till 12 midnight yesterday. Thank you very much for being here this morning. The representative of His Excellency, the Governor of Enugu State, thank you very much. Royal Fathers that are here, thank you very much. Emir, thank you very much, the representative of the Director General of Customs, and of course, the main man today, Peter. How do I want to congratulate and thank you? Thank you for your doggedness, the audacity of believing in this project, and really to thank the real owners of this zone. I'm just the governor, but the real owners of the zone are the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Here, the chairman is here, Mr. Atunde Dabiri, and the MD of the Free Zone. Thank you very, very much for all of the good things that you are doing. Distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate the commissioning of Pinnacle Oil Lekki Petroleum Products Terminal here in the Lekki Free Trade Zone, another landmark private sector investment in the Center of Excellence, the state of aquatic splendor, in the commercial and economic nerve center of our country, Lagos State. Our message has always been that Lagos is open to business and investment, and this is yet another demonstration of that. As the nation's largest subnational economy, we understand what our responsibilities are: to lead by example, to create that enabling environment that is most conducive for investment across all sectors. I've had the privilege to be here a couple of times. Peter and I had walked through this facility before, and I can say to you that indeed it's beholding and it's a manifestation of the very, very strong can-do spirit that we have in our country, Nigeria. I think Peter deserves another round of applause. The Free Trade Zone, which is the Lekki Free Zone, is the most active and vibrant free zone we have in the country. And it comes with a lot of history. It comes with a lot of vision that has been put together by one of my predecessors, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, way back, like the representative of Customs said, way back in 2006. And we can begin to see that the implementation of such vision, with successive government also pushing it and raising the bar, is why we're here today, seated very comfortably, and to commission this edifice. I'm told that the Petroleum Products Terminal has been designed to make possible the direct transfer of products from large vessel through the conventional buoy mooring, CBM, and the single point mooring, SPM facility. What this means is that vessels that hitherto wouldn't come around here, 90,000 deadweight tons and 150,000 DWT, can conveniently berth here and discharge their products effectively within the minimum turnaround. There is no need for smaller ships to be deployed to transfer products to and from larger vessels, which was often very necessitated at many other parting locations, and which I'm told can take as long as 30 to 45 days. On the other hand, the direct transfer that is possible here can be done within a maximum of 2 days. Within a maximum of 2 days. In addition, this facility can store up to 300 million liters of refined petroleum products. By all standards, this is an impressive, audacious facility built to the highest standards available anywhere in the world. I think Pinnacle deserves another round of applause. What is even more interesting is that it's only the first phase of a larger plan that is out there, which will have a capacity to store as much as 1 billion liters of petroleum products and LPG. This facility will not only serve Nigeria, it's also been positioned to look at the opportunity of export on the West African corridor, curating that single market in which Lagos will continue to remain the commercial and the logistics hub of the entire West African region. Distinguished guests, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to also use this opportunity to remind you that this is just one of the several complementary large-scale investments that will have transformed the Lekki Peninsula and that will certainly transform our country, Nigeria. It is already the fastest growing industrial zone in the whole of West Africa. As we speak, I'm sure you know there are neighbors to the biggest single-line refinery, the Dangote refinery, to also the biggest fertilizer company. They are just neighbors to each other. And of course, you know that very soon we'll also be inviting Mr. President to come and also commission and hand over the biggest port, the biggest deep sea port we have in our country and in West Africa, the Lekki deep sea port. This for us means that there will be better commerce happening, there will be better growth in our GDP, and indeed our citizens, our young people, that are craving for opportunity for jobs will be given the right opportunity for them to see that the future is bright for them, and this president has continued to create that enabling environment for them to thrive and to do well. I think Mr. President also deserves a round of applause. To you, Mr. President, you have worked hard over the last 7.5 years to see the possibilities of world projects like this and to lay a solid foundation for attaining them through an enabling environment that is functional, that is investment-friendly, and affords all levels of infrastructure and investment to happen in our country. Mr. President, we cannot thank you enough for your unwavering commitment to the development of infrastructure in our country. On our part, as a government, we're cooperating very, very closely with the federal government and offering support that is possible in various ways. Here in Lekki, for example, we have several major roads projects that we are putting together to be able to ease the traffic, and the logistics that we think will be happening around there. Just for emphasis, I think Madam mentioned it, on the journey from Lagos coming here, what we've done was that we started a phase 1 of an 18.7 kilometer, which was from Ekpe, to Eleko Junction. This road hitherto used to be a single lane, face me, I face you road, but we're happy that the state government has turned it into a 6-lane highway, 3 lanes on either side with rigid pavement construction. This indeed has cost the government a whole lot of investment, but we believe that's the right thing to do. That's the proper thing to do, and we've laid that as a demonstration of our commitment. But we're not stopping there. Even with a very, very difficult, foreign currency market and a very difficult world global meltdown, we're starting the phase 2 of that project, which is what you will see. From that Eleko Junction, we're taking it back onto Ajah. It's a 33-kilometer road. The phase 1 of it, which is about 17, 18 kilometers, will certainly ease. So what we're going to do, we're also widening it up from a 2 lanes that we have into 3 lanes, and we'll also have shoulders that ensures that, if you have breakdown, you are not going to be having breakdown on the road, so that we turn to a highway that can receive, and clear the traffic, that will be coming out from this. This is also another testament of huge investment that the Lagos State government, on our own, will be coming to Pinnacle at some point to see how they partner. But on our own, that is what we're doing, so that we can easily transform this entire corridor into a place where we do not have a repeat, of what we have or what we're currently experiencing in Apapa. And also in the road right in front of here, with our partners, Dangote, we have reached that agreement in which we're going to also be widening this road into 6 lanes, 4 lanes at the start, but into 6 lanes. And those are commitments that we believe is important. I think if you want to clap very well, because these are not small money. These are a whole lot of monies that can give future investors, that confidence that this is where they need to be. This is where they need to come and make the investment, and this is where things are happening. And just to give you further, testament of what is happening all around here, apart from the refinery and the port and Pinnacle, of course, you know that we just got approval for the Lekki Airport as well. The Lekki Airport is on the left-hand side. Once you turn off going towards Ekpe, we've got a 4,000, hectare of land, and we're looking for people with big checks that also can join us at financing, that project. It will be an international airport with, of course, with a domain, so that all of our local and international investors need not take the very long journey to Murtala Mohammed Airport, which is almost 2.5 hour drive from here. They can't see an airport that is less than 20-25 minutes from where they're doing business. And for us, it's also an opportunity, to be able to feed this huge market. So we're building the biggest, the largest food chain market also further down here, which will have a footprint of about 2 million square meters of logistics of food and market and commercial activity, just so that we can continue to make this entire place, home where people can live and reside. And finally, there's also another bigger plan. Further down here too, there's a plan also to develop an entertainment film village, that will change the entire landscape of Africa in movie, in cinematography, and in entertainment. So you can see that the vision is very audacious, is big, is large. We want to tell other investors, Pinnacle have started this on. Today is about Pinnacle. You have the opportunity to also turn, that investment decision around and come to the Lekki Free Trade Zone. Come to Lagos, and we will be willing to take you on, to accept you, to give you all you require, to give you the enabling environment that will make sure that your businesses thrive and they do well, and we can grow the GDP of our country. We can grow the opportunity that we have in the largest black nation on earth. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, my very good friend, the GMD of NNPC. Thank you for making this event what it is today. Thank you very much.
As always, if you give the governor an opportunity, he will sell Lagos. Please give him another round of applause. He always wants to sell something for Lagos. All right. So that is his speech. His speech is for you to bring all the businesses to Lagos. Thank you very much, sir. We will now go straight on to the speech by Zoom of the president. Can we cut house lights, please? Mr. President.
Excellencies, State Governors, Chairman of Pinnacle Oil and Gas, President Dangote Group, Excellency, the Chinese Ambassador, Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, ladies and gentlemen of the press. It is with great delight that I formally launch the operations of the Pinnacle Oil Gas Petroleum Products Terminal here in the Lekki Free Trade Zone, Lagos. Provision of energy security is one of the cardinal points of our administration. We have recognized that seamless supply and distribution of petroleum products is challenged by infrastructure deficit and complicated by the congestions in the Apapa area of Lagos since the start of our administration in the year 2015. We provided targeted support to the energy industry by providing an enabling environment, including regulatory facilitation to ensure investment in critical infrastructure. I am happy today that Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited leveraged the opportunities and established this massive terminal facility. I am aware that the operators of this facility have eased congestions in the Apapa area, reduced cost of petroleum product distribution, eased delivery of products to many parts of our country, and provided hundreds of jobs. I am happy to also note that further expansion works are starting, which will further provide incremental value, especially more employment to our teeming youth population. The success of our agenda to transform our country is clearly demonstrated by this massive investment and obvious contributions it has made to our overall economic well-being. We will continue to encourage and support investors to take advantage of the ongoing reforms in the oil and gas sector as enshrined in the Petroleum Industry Act and replicate the feats achieved by Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited. I congratulate Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited for this effort and look forward to many more investments of this magnitude while assuring all investors of the continued support of government as we strive to elevate the growing prosperity of our country. I thank you all for your attention. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We would like to thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, His Excellency President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR. Thank you, sir, for this laudable speech. And because the President has spoken, it's now time for us to perform ceremony that is very remarkable to the event of the day. We are going to do the cutting of the event cake. And in this regard, we shall just elect a few representatives to help us to do the needful for all of us. Otherwise, this cake is for all of us here because it's a pretty good one. And when they brought the cake, I never knew it was a cake altogether because it's entirely another terminal, if I say. And Pinnacle is on top of the game. Let me then invite the representative of His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to please join us as we cut the cake. I also invite the very amiable Governor of Lagos State to join. The representative of the Governor of Enugu State will also join us, the CEO, the Emir of Bichi with the Chairman of Pinnacle Oil and Gas. Let me also invite the MD of Free Trade Zone, as well as Engineer Farouk, the Customs Official, representative of the Controller General, the MD, I had mentioned that. Ali Baba, would you help me coordinate the cutting of the cake, please?
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's time to cut the cake, symbolizing the commissioning of this project, and we'll still go out to do the rest. But we would now like Mr. President to please hold the knife. Mr. President, being a Hausa man, will know how to use knife. All right, and Mr. Governor will then hold the hand of, and the rest of you will stretch your hands towards them as well. All right. Okay.
On behalf of Mr. It's my singular honor and privilege, an extreme privilege, to represent Mr. President in this occasion and to cut this cord on his behalf and to declare that this facility is now formally commissioned by Mr. President, and congratulations to Pinnacle Oil and Gas.
right, you can go take your seats, sirs.
Thank you. Before we finally head for the cutting of the ribbon and some photography, we wish to recognize the MD of Fidelity Bank that had earlier been mentioned. Please get the place ready for us to come over. And the Deputy Speaker, Enugu State House of Assembly, Honorable Engineer Uche Ugu, came here with almost all the members of Enugu State House of Assembly, and we acknowledge your presence. Thank you so much for coming in that good number. The chairman of ALGON, that is the body comprising all the local governments in Nigeria, the chairman from Enugu State, the chairman of Enugu State ALGON is also here, Honorable Solomon Honor. He came with over 14 council chairmen to this place. So we want to thank you all for coming in this great number. We shall now move forward.
Your Excellencies, can we all rise for the national instrument that binds all of us together as one, the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Please, let's rise. DJ, please. No movement. As we file out for the cutting of the tape at the point of the facility, we'd like to mention that the MD of Fidelity Bank will join them as well. Cutting of the ribbon, please. Cutting of the ribbon at the foot of the facility. Again, we thank Fidelity Bank. We thank all the banks that financed this project, Globus,